Working the graveyard shift as a cop suck for a myriad of reasons, but the worst of them is the silence. The kind of silence that makes you hyper-aware of every creak, every rustle in the trees, every distant howl carried by the wind. Some people say you get used to it. They're lying. I've been at this for years, and still, something about those long hours, alone in my cruiser, parked on some forgotten road in the dense Wyoming woods, makes my skin crawl. It feels unnatural, like the world has been emptied out, leaving only me behind. Most nights, there's nothing to do. A wellness check's here, a noise complaint there. But 2 nights ago, I got a call that changed everything. It started with laughter. My work phone rang around 3 a.m. I sighed, already dreading whatever minor inconvenience had interrupted my night. But when I picked up, I was met with giggling, light, breathy, unnatural. "Hello?" I said. No response. Then, after a beat, Brian, our station's night dispatcher, spoke. "Hey Tom, how's the high life?" "Can't complain," I muttered, casting a glance at Jimmy, my partner for the night. "What's up?" "You're going to love this." Brian snorted. "Just got a 911 call from the old AMEK factory. Some idiot broke in to steal equipment, and now he's stuck inside." I frowned. How the hell did they call? That place hasn't had power in a decade. "That's the best part," Brian chuckled. "No idea." That was weird. Too weird. But weird doesn't mean dangerous. So Jimmy and I drove out to the factory, still half laughing at the poor bastard who managed to get himself locked in an abandoned building. By the time we arrived, the laughter had died down. The place was a carcass of rusted steel and broken windows, swallowed by brambles and decay. Graffiti scarred its walls, the remnants of teenagers daring each other to venture inside. The factory loomed over us, a skeletal relic against the moonlit sky. Jimmy was on edge. I could see it in his stance, the way his fingers twitched at his side. I didn't blame him. The place had a presence, something heavy pressing against your ribs, making it harder to breathe. We split up. Classic mistake. I circled right, peeling vines from my uniform. Jimmy went left. Minutes passed in silence until, "Hey!" Jimmy's voice tore through the night. My heart slammed into my throat as I bolted around the corner, my hand already on my holster. My flashlight's beam cut through the dark, illuminating. Jimmy doubled over in laughter. "You asshole," I spat, my pulse still hammering. He grinned. "You should have seen your face." I exhaled sharply, shaking my head. "I'll get you back for that." But my irritation faded when we found the broken window. Our trespassers way in. We climbed through, flashlights sweeping the cavernous interior. The air inside was thick, stagnant. Dust particles danced in the beams of our lights, the silence pressing in around us. We called out. No response. Rows of rusted machinery loomed in the darkness, their hulking shadows stretching along the cracked concrete floor. We kept moving, deeper into the factory, past the old processing units, toward a hallway at the back. Then we made our second mistake. We split up again. I took the right corridor, Jimmy took the left. Our radios crackled occasionally as we checked in, our voices bouncing off the empty walls. But after a few minutes, his voice changed. "Tom." His whisper crackled through my earpiece. I stopped. "Yeah?" "I see something." The hairs on my arm stood up. "What do you mean?" "Down the hall. There's a hand, sticking out of the doorway." Ice spread through my veins. "What?" "It's waving at me." Every muscle in my body tensed. "Back away, now." I turned, sprinting back toward the central hallway. I was halfway there when Jimmy's voice erupted over the radio, raw with terror. "There's a face! Someone's looking at me!" Then silence. I ran faster, my own breathing ragged. I reached the stairwell to the third floor and slammed into the door. Locked. I rammed it again, my shoulders screaming in protest. Nothing. I pulled my gun, fired into the lock. The shots echoed through the empty halls, but the door held. Something heavy was blocking it from the other side. Then I heard it. Laughter. Faint. Breathless. And it was coming from behind the door. I shoved harder, but my foot caught something. I looked down just as my flashlight tumbled from my belt, rolling toward the stairwell's edge. It hit the last step and disappeared into the darkness below. The light from the third-floor hallway flickered. A dim, sickly glow seeped under the doorframe, stretching toward me. And then, movement. A shadow shifting just beyond the threshold. I slammed against the door, desperation fueling my strength. Finally, something gave. I stumbled through the opening, gun raised. At the end of the hallway, Jimmy stood in a doorway, his silhouette illuminated by the faint light behind him. Jimmy? My voice was hoarse. He didn't move. Then he did, but not forward. He swayed side to side, his movements sharp, unnatural. His laughter bubbled up again, but it was wrong, strained, like it was being pulled from him. My stomach dropped. Something was very, very wrong. "Cut the shit," I snapped, stepping back. "We're leaving." I turned, storming toward the exit. I never looked back. The next day, Jimmy didn't show up for work. The day after, still nothing. We sent a unit back to the factory, thinking maybe he ditched the cruiser and took an Uber home. But the car was still there, parked in the same spot. I went with them. We climbed the stairs to the third floor, our boots crunching against debris. The hallway smelled wrong, coppery, thick. One officer gagged, another turned away. Then I saw it. Jimmy, hanging from the doorway. His stomach was hollowed out, his eyes and tongue gone. His arms and legs. The veins had been ripped from them, braided together into thick ropes, threaded through a crude pulley system above him. A puppet. My stomach twisted. I staggered back, my breath coming in short gasps. That was when I heard it. Laughter. Software. Breathless. Drifting from somewhere in the dark. We left. We never found who or what did it. But I know one thing. Jimmy wasn't the one laughing that night. That's my story. If you enjoyed it, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Until next time, stay curious, but most importantly, stay safe.